What is going on, Supers? Welcome back to another episode of the Weekend Wrap. Let's get straight into it. So there's not really much to wrap up this weekend. Obviously, the AFL men's team, we won. We beat Geelong. We've already talked about that. There was no VFLW because that finished a couple of weeks ago. There was no wheelchair team. The AFLW is back. Practice match. We go down to Geelong in such a wet sort of game. There's no report. You kind of sort of had to be there to watch it. But Britt Benici came back, which is absolutely huge. Obviously, she suffered that ACL with Bree Davey. We didn't have a full squad playing, but to see Britt back was just incredible. Like, even though we lost, it was just a practice match. But to see her back and doing her thing, we definitely missed her last season, and we definitely missed Bree Davey as well. So to have those two back for season 2023, hopefully this is where everything sort of clicks into place, because we've been thereabouts. And I know we lose Chloe to Sydney, but we've been thereabouts, and I'm really hoping that this is the season where we finally see a little bit more success, because we have the cogs there. We have everything that we need. We just need to grease them up a little bit and get it moving. The biggest update I have for you is the VFL. We took on Geelong on Saturday and absolutely smashed them, 129 to 55. McGuinness kicked 4 goals, Wilson kicked 3, Carmel kicked 3, Richard kicked 2, and a couple of the other guys stood up as well. That is huge, because that was the second last game of the VFL season. We have one more game against Southport, and we really definitely need to win this one to solidify ourselves in that top 10, and go into the sort of wildcard knockout stages and play finals, because we know that every sort of team of the big, of the AFL clubs, if you're in finals, you want your reserves team to be in finals, so you keep playing. These players that get dropped or whatever, they do have something to work towards, and they're not just sort of scratch matches that the club sort of put on. So that is going to be insane if we can get this VFL side to go deep-ish into finals. I think it's really going to help our AFL side, because, with injuries are always going to happen, and we've seen that in the AFL side happening. So if that happens, and Carmichael's ready to go, or Finn McRae made his return, he could be ready to go, or McGuinness or Cox, whoever it may be, we need this team to start batting deep into August, September, into finals to help that AFL team out. Of the AFL listed players, Mason Cox had an absolutely amazing game. 52 hit outs, 6 clearances. He's obviously too good for the VFL level, and he did everything. 16 disposals, and he looked really good. He looked like, sometimes you have to send these players back so they can sort of learn that, well, not learn that they're expendable, but I guess that's for a lack of a better term, but, just to give them form. And you can't do that if your VFL team's not in finals. So that's really going to help us as well. But, maybe these last 2 weeks, Cox has done really well. Does that give him a call-up against the Lions? Does it give him a call-up against Essendon? If he can start putting these together, like Jack Ginnivan has over the last 6 or so weeks, he'll get his chance back in the AFL, because he's definitely too good for the VFL, and we definitely need him in the AFL side. I reckon, maybe... I don't know. Do we definitely need him in there, or how did you think we go? How did you think we went on Friday night against the Cats without him? I really like Cox. I've said this multiple times. He can drop down back, take a good mark. Yes, he goes missing when we sort of don't want him to, but he's a confidence player. So if he can get his confidence up in the VFL, there's no doubt in my mind that it comes through to the AFL. The other 2 guys that I was really impressed with was Reece McGuinness, 4 goals, obviously. Carmichael had 3 goals as well. These guys, I know it's hard for them to crack into the side, but, it's awesome that they're still, like, playing their trade. They're still trying as hard as they can. Even, like, guys like Trent Bianco and Finn McRae coming back from that injury did really well, just Finn being Finn. And these guys, the turn will come for them. And we've seen Carmichael, we've seen Reece McGuinness. I really want to see, Finn. I dare say, look, if we can beat the Lions this weekend, I would maybe. It depends on, you don't want to switch the magnets around too much, but maybe it's time to give Finn a go against the Bombers. Give him a full game. maybe rested Pendles or something like that, because we've got, you know, the minor premiership sewn up or whatever that may be. That does rely on beating Brisbane on Friday. But I want to see these guys get a go, but I don't mean I want to see 5 VFL players get a go and 5 of the AFL players get dropped, because you have to have that continuity going into finals. But look, it was an all-round great performance in the VFL, and like I said, there's not much to talk about on the weekend wrap. As we do these more often, you know, it's going to have AFLW content in there. It'll have a little bit more news sort of content in there as well. But yeah, look, just a nice quick little video for your, what is today, Tuesday? For your Tuesday night. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends, tell your pals, and until next time, double shackers. I'll soup you later.